Hello, been a while since I've streamed to this channel. Welcome back to SquishiVision, where somewhat excitedly, although it is almost 2 in the morning, so potentially my enthusiasm is sort of dampened by the fact that it's late and I'm hungry, and the fact that for some reason, all of the formatting of my OBS scenes for this scene collection just kind of went out of whack for some bizarre reason. Might suggest that I'm in fact not enthusiastic. I want to show you that I kind of am, because the teaser trailer for Toy Story 5 has dropped. I have a very close familial connection with the Toy Story franchise. I was born in 1995 when the first Toy Story came out, although obviously I was born in February, so I was born I think probably before that came out. But one of my first early memories is of Toy Story. I grew up in the franchise. I grew up with Toy Story 1 and 2. Can't actually remember when I first saw the first Toy Story, but I knew I saw the second Toy Story in cinemas. I remember having all the Happy Meal toys for it. And I grew up playing the Buzz Lightyear Toy Story game, or at least the demo version of it, which was just the first level. But for a kid, that's still a lot of gameplay. Actually, was a lot of gameplay. So yeah, grew up in the franchise, grew up on the Buzz Lightyear cartoons. When Toy Story 3 came out, and the entire theme of Toy Story 3 was about moving on, and to the next stage of your life and being at peace with that. And that came out as I was moving to university, so it was very kind of poignant for me because it came out at a very timely point, and very kind of reflective of my own life. And then it happened again with Toy Story 4, which was about having gone through the next stage of your life, still kind of on that path that you always knew you were going to be on, and then coming to the end of that and working out what to do next, and it being okay to realize that the aspirations you had for yourself that you thought were unmovable and that you would never deviate from, you could actually be no, you know what? On reflection, I can actually disregard all that and do something completely different. Also came out at a very pregnant time, because that came out as I finished my computer science degree, the degree I always knew I was going to do, but because of various illnesses, I never really settled into comfortably, and that was when I decided that I would actually focus more on the journalism and the media that I do as a degree, and that it kind of came out at the same time of me being actually, you know what, it is alright for me to do something different from what my long-term goals were. Adam, and I realised I've not switched over my stream account thing, so it's not turning up. I'm talking to you, specifically you. Who did you think I was talking to? And hopefully, once I fix this connection thing, that will come up on the stream. So I'm left to wonder which part of my life Toy Story 5 will end up. Because so far, well, is it fair to say 4 for 4? I don't know if Toy Story 1 or 2 really had a reflective stage of me at 0 and 4. But it'll be interesting to see which point, and I don't think we're going to work out from this teaser. I think Pixar's fairly good at not revealing a lot of what you're going to get out of a film beforehand, sometimes to its detriment. Part of me is apprehensive about Toy Story 5 because Toy Story. It's a very circular kind of apprehension. When Toy Story 4 came out, I was apprehensive because I felt Toy Story 3 closed the trilogy off very, very well. And I was like, we're milking this. We don't need to make Toy Story 4. Toy Story 3 was a very poignant ending. I cried. I was happy to move on. The characters clearly moved on. We can revisit them in shorts, but we didn't need another film. And then Toy Story 4 came out and proved us all wrong. And after Toy Story 4 came out, I swore I would never doubt the franchise. I would never doubt Pixar again. So I have to withhold my doubt here. Because if they prove me wrong with Toy Story 4, they'll probably prove me wrong with Toy Story 5. It's a franchise they haven't gone wrong with yet. So, anyway, it's a 50-second teaser. And I have the Super Mario Bros. Galaxy trailer to watch. And I'm hungry. And I actually want to do some gaming as well. So, hopefully I've turned my speakers to the right place. So we'll put this back to the beginning and watch the teaser.
Bonnie, there's a package for you.
I was standing, you were there, two worlds collided, and they could never, ever tear us apart.
Oh, thank you!
Hi there, I'm Lilypad. Let's play.
So that teaser essentially just reveals, I suppose, the and I think it's something that people was like speculating on for like a while, that the villain of Toy Story 5. I mean, it doesn't actually confirm it's the villain. People always like Toy Story 5 will deal with the advent of technology in deal with the theme of technology in children's lives. So, which also kind of fills me with apprehension, because, well, it's a form of commentary that is poorly done, I think. As someone who grew up, I don't know, it's difficult, because I grew up in a very Goldilocks generation, where technology wasn't ubiquitous, and it was used, because of that, it was primarily around useful things. And like, I grew up using computers a lot, but like, I don't know, it was normal for me. And I feel like maybe we've gone to the other side of that where kids are perhaps using it excessively. But it's hard for me to kind of ground myself in that because I didn't grow up in that generation. I'm wording this very poorly. But I feel like a lot of times people from early generations who aren't used to technology often commentate on technology use in a very fear-mongering way. Well, I prefer the message that, technology is here, it's ubiquitous, it's in our lives, people are using technology earlier, it's more normal, we need to embrace that normality and normalize it for kids in a way where they're not using it excessively, in the same way that, you wouldn't want a kid to be outside excessively, you wouldn't want a kid to eat excessively, you wouldn't want a kid to... I don't think technology is inherently... What I'm trying to say is I don't think technology isn't inherently unhealthy. It has to be used in moderation like everything else. But a lot of adults talking down to kids about technology miss that and talk about it in a way which I don't think is helpful. And I think I think if you grow up detached from technology, you risk becoming techno-literate in... I don't... Not relevant for this video whatsoever. It becomes... I think if you... I'm talking about... I mean, I said I'm not relevant. Neither is Harris's rant about we teach technology to kids wrong. Rant is particularly relevant. Well, I guess it is relevant. So my hope is Pixar, in their wisdom as a company, at least owned by Apple to a degree, or was, or set up by Apple, doesn't go full technology bad with this, as some people seem to be speculating online. One would hope instead that they approach it in a more nuanced, normalizing way. And in that sense, I kind of hope that Lilypad isn't a villain. They're a character who is explored. This looks great. Also, this is like not a tablet. This is the obviously like this is what we give kids to do like educational games on, which is like far away from like all of us commentary we get about tech. Like when we talk about tech bad for kids, we're like access. Well, basically, tech isn't. It's not tech we're complaining about. It's social media, essentially. And this is the kind of. I mean, this is clearly based off of that other frog company that makes tablets. I forget the name of now. Well, gosh, what's it called? Frog. I'm googling frog tablet. Leapfrog, like the Leapfrog tablet thing, which has existed for ages, and I don't think inherently bad. It's a very heavily locked tablet with like certain apps on, so it's a bad kind of thing to like base this off of. I guess the other kind of thing is obviously Woody is back with everyone. Does this undermine their really emotional departure at Toy Story 4, where they decided to go and live as a wild toy? I guess it depends on how it's handled. I mean, there's nothing to say in real life that when you move, I mean, well, there is a lot to say in real life this happens. But, you can move on and still, I guess, reconnect occasionally, and especially in fiction, with your old family. It depends how long it's afterwards. I guess it's still a departure. I mean, it's still they've been apart from. I guess there was never going to be a Toy Story 5 without Woody, because the whole Woody and Buzz dynamic is core to the thing. So, yeah. Not much to kind of take away from this. It's a bunch of reaction shots, probably. I mean, I suspect actually none of these shots are from the actual film. I suspect these are all made for this trailer. They look great though. I mean, like it's still a testament to how far I've come from 1995. That like it's near photorealistic. Some of these things are near photorealistic. The depth of field, things like where is it? The way that the blur here is in the bokeh and stuff. It's amazing when you compare this to 1995. But yeah, I suspect none of this is actually from the actual film, and it will be interesting to see. I guess we won't know until the actual trailer anything more about the structure of the film. Okay, well that's my reaction to this, because I'm getting increasingly very, very hungry. I'm gonna go do a reaction video now to the new Mario film. Once I've hopefully worked out whether or not my OBS is broken. And then I'm gonna eat, and then I don't know. I like to think I have enough energy for the game. I can't have my low energy now. It's because I'm hungry or because I'm tired. So, thanks for watching. Get out of my house.